Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Alex, and welcome to another ravishing edition of Regrets, as Lana, the ravishing Russian, would say. Too bad she couldn't make it, but she had a hair appointment, but I got the next best thing. I got Mark with me, and,
Tim.
and we're going to talk about our predictions for Payback this Sunday, June 1st, 2014. So what's the first match, Mark?
First match is the pre-show match: Hornswoggle versus El Torito in a hair versus mask match.
Wow.
Continuing this feud for whatever reason.
Pointless reasons, in my opinion. It's just odd, in my opinion. I mean, at Extreme Rules, they had a WLC match. I mean, now they have a hair versus mask match. I don't even know what that's about, to be honest. Do you guys?
Basically, whoever loses this is gonna. I think Hornswoggle would lose his hair and Torito would lose his mask. So, if Torito loses, we would see him without his mask, basically.
I wonder if Torito will lose his tail again.
No, I don't think so. Poor little guy. He got his tail ripped off, and JBL.
I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just a comedy match at this point, and more than likely, Hornswoggle's losing, so we'll probably see Hornswoggle ball or something. I don't really care.
I don't really care too much for this feud or these matches. I mean, I think El Torito is very talented, but I don't really care too much for these matches. I like his entrance into the ring where he jumps on the loose matadors. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But
well, I mean, they're trying to find something for Hornswoggle to do besides just stand around backstage. So it's kind of good that they're trying to start a midget division, bringing in El Torito, having them have matches together. And from what I've seen on Main Event and SmackDown Raw, they do have good matches for being their size.
Yeah.
That's true, because Hornswoggle, I mean, before El Torito, he didn't really have anyone to fight.
No, not really.
Mm-hmm.
So
they are both good wrestlers, but to me, this is just something they threw together.
it's a pre-match, right?
Yeah, pre-show match, and it's like, okay.
And at Extreme Rules, when they had that little WLC match, they actually stole the show. To start it off like that, I was like, whoa, I didn't think it was going to go down like that.
No.
But to see them go through tables.
That's a good point. It was pretty entertaining because most of the matches at Extreme Rules didn't even use tables or chairs. So that was one of the few matches that did.
Right, yeah. So who do you think's winning?
I'm going El Torito.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
Ole! Yeah, I'll say El Torito. I don't see them taking off his mask.
I like their music too. It's catchy.
Yeah, it is pretty catchy.
All right, next match. We got the Divas title on the line. Paige versus Alicia Fox.
Hotties.
Yes.
One thing I will say is the Divas division is getting a lot more interesting because Paige is a great wrestler and she has potential to be something great. And Alicia Fox, there's finally a diva that has some personality.
Yeah.
Most of these divas don't really have any gimmicks or anything, and she just goes crazy. Like the other night on Raw with her soda, like she kind of looked like Stone Cold. I know that's kind of weird for me to compare her to Stone Cold, but it's like a PG version of Stone Cold with the soda.
The dumping it on her,
trying
to drink it. Yeah, it was a little weird, but it's like a crazy gimmick or something. She's winning or losing, and she goes nuts either way. So, but they needed to give Paige someone more her style. I could see her and Alicia Fox kind of working together very well in the ring. So
Yeah,
it would make sense.
What I see is that Alicia Fox, she was kind of like the jobber of the Divas division. They'd always have her put people over all the time. But now she's fed up and she is a former Divas champion herself. So she's trying to change her character around to get that momentum back and to maybe become Divas champion again. I don't see it happening anytime soon because Paige is on such a roll. And she's only had that one loss against Alicia Fox. And it was a big upset in England.
Right. Yeah, that was a big time thing because people were mad that they had Paige lose in basically her home country. But that was to kind of push Alicia Fox over, to make her look like a legitimate contender again. Because, like you said, she's been basically just a female jobber. She loses to the Divas champion or the up and coming kind of contenders for it.
It's a good point. I mean, she may have lost a match against Emma, and I think that she's probably going to lose the match against Paige, but at least her gimmick's winning, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
The crowd is getting into it.
Yeah, like they'll heckle her. They'll do the loser thing now. That seems like it's starting to stick around or whatever. But it's just something to give to Paige because they need outside of like AJ Lee, they need someone to really look formidable.
Yeah.
So that's why I think they threw this match together.
Plus, I think Alicia Fox is pretty talented in the ring as well.
She is. You don't get to see a lot of her, but when you do, you see the talent there.
A couple months ago, I got to be honest, I wasn't really interested at all in the Divas division, but now I got some interest.
Yeah, they revived it with Paige, and now I'm just waiting for the day AJ comes back. And then
Yeah, that's going to be really
you get
interesting.
these two fighting, which will be phenomenal in my opinion.
Yeah. So who do you got winning?
Me, I'm picking Paige to retain. It's too early for her to lose the title.
Yeah.
Paige.
I'd like to pick Alicia Fox because I like her, but I'm going with Paige. I
Makes
guess.
sense.
I'll go with the crowd here.
Yeah.
All right, next match. You got the U.S. title on the line. Sheamus versus Cesaro. What do you think? What are your thoughts of this match?
I mean, it was kind of building for a little bit. There wasn't too much story behind it. I think it's to kind of kill two birds with one stone, where they just gave Sheamus the U.S. title, and now they're giving Cesaro kind of a push. So they figure put the two together. Cesaro's kind of been on a roll. He's got a new manager.
He's a Paul Heyman kind of guy,
Yeah.
at least for now.
Yeah. So I think it'll be a pretty good match. Sheamus usually kind of slower in the ring, and Cesaro kind of works well with the quicker wrestlers. So it'll be interesting to see the two wrestle, full out like that. So, but it's Cesaro's chance at a title, and that's a good thing. That's a good first step into building something better for him.
What do you think, Tim?
Yeah, I like Cesaro, but I don't know if they're going to give him the title right away. I think Sheamus actually might beat him, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I agree, because Sheamus just won it, and it would be crazy to kind of make the title, change between wrestlers so quickly. You need to give them like a little bit of a run, unless if this was the plan to have Cesaro win in such a fashion to really put him over the edge. But I think they want to give Sheamus a little bit more time with this title. And eventually, maybe Cesaro wins it maybe a few months from now. I would like to see Cesaro win it, on Sunday, but I'm going to go with Sheamus right now.
Sheamus.
No.
That's true, but think about SummerSlam last year. Daniel Bryan won it, and then a couple seconds later, he had a strip. So
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of just to build, the story more for him. And I don't see them going that, heavily into the U.S. title. Like, my thoughts were they should just combine the U.S. and the IC title, or just make it one belt, because there's just it's only the last few months have they actually done something with these belts to make them more recognizable. So,
do you think we'll see any Cesaro swings or brogue kicks? Of course, we'll see some brogue kicks, I bet.
Yeah, I want to see him swing that.
He hasn't been swinging people lately.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Yeah, well, it's just that build. Eventually, we'll see him do it to Sheamus. The crowd will go nuts like they always do, and see what happens.
I don't know. I like Cesaro, but I think he needs to get new music because that music hasn't really. It's kind of like
it's a little weird. It comes off as like they want to give him something outside of the Real Americans, and then I don't know what language it was, but the rap music he had coming out before he was paired with Jack Swagger. So it was just kind of. It seems like it was just kind of thrown together.
I mean,
we need entrance music, so here.
Obviously, of course, it's possible for Paul Heyman guys to lose, but think about it. Brock Lesnar just ended the streak. At this point, it's hard for me to see a Paul Heyman guy lose. So I'm going with Cesaro.
I hope you're right, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking Sheamus.
And Sheamus is weird. Like, he gets a weird reaction. It's not as big as Cena, but like as far as a mixed reaction goes. But he gets somewhat of a mixed reaction because some of the crowd gets really behind him, and then the other part of the crowd doesn't really boo him, but they don't really react.
Yeah, he's got that, like, if you like him, you're going to cheer him, but if you don't really care for him, you give no reaction.
Yeah.
You know, that's just kind of what's been happening.
Because he's been a face for so long, and like his character's been pretty much the same for I don't know how long.
Yeah.
So
there is some rumors that might be changing, though.
I hope so.
They are thinking of having him be in Evolution after Batista takes off to promote his movie.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, so it's, again, what you read online may or may not be true, but it's something to think about.
All right, next match. I almost said internet.
Internet title.
Maybe someday, maybe Zack Ryder will invent the internet title. You never know. The Intercontinental title
There you go.
between Bad News Barrett and RVD.
With Bad News, the special manager, Bad Joke Alex.
Yes. I've been good so far.
Yeah. No bad.
But there's time.
Yeah, oh yeah. Still got a few more matches to go. But yeah, this match will be pretty fun, I think. They're really pushing Bad News. They really believe in this guy. And of course, having him work with RVD, he's one of those wrestlers that makes the other wrestler look a lot better and kind of will push them over the top with their abilities. And I think it'll be a really good match. I kind of pick it as like a match of the night if done right. If they both work together really well, that match could steal the show, essentially.
Your thoughts, Tim?
Yeah, I like Bad News Barrett, ever since he changed up his gimmick from before, and he used to be in the Nexus, so I've always followed him, and it's good to see him have the Intercontinental Championship, again. So I see that he's going to make the Intercontinental Championship mean more than it has ever meant before.
Right.
And I think it's brilliant on the WWE's part to come up with this gimmick for him. And he's executing this gimmick really well. And think about it. Hashtag Bad News Barrett. Twitter probably explodes every single time he's involved.
Oh, yeah. No, it's a very catchy gimmick. It resonates with the fans. The people that go along with it, they'll boo, or the fans like us that just laugh it up and love every time he comes out, because it seems like he has such enthusiasm with his gimmick. So it's very easy to get behind.
And the WWE is great at capitalizing on social media. I mean, with their Twitter and all these apps and stuff like that.
So it's a really good fit for this gimmick for Wade. And well, as far as the match goes, I'm definitely picking Barrett over RVD, even though I'm more of like an RVD guy. It doesn't make sense. Barrett just won the title not too long ago, so they gotta kind of keep building him, give him a good match against RVD. He'll show up. He'll be 5-star like always, but it makes more sense right now for Bad News to keep on delivering some bad news.
Good point. Your thoughts, Tim?
Well, Fredo got some bad news for RVD.
They're out of pot.
I like RVD a lot. I'm a big fan of his, and it's amazing he's still got it after all these years. You can tell he puts a lot of hard work into it. I'm sure most of these wrestlers do, but I mean, he executes his moves really well. And it wouldn't make much sense, though, to have RVD win, to reiterate your point, because, I mean, who knows how long he'll be there for. And basically, he's helping Bad News Barrett get over, in my opinion.
Yeah, RVD's been known to do that pretty well, help the younger talent. He knows that he's not going to be like the big main guy anymore, but he knows because of his star power, he can help a younger talent.
And he's always going to get great reactions out of the crowd. So all he has to say is, RVD! I can't do this is the thing, yeah.
There you go.
Okay. It's just that? Okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was
3
like you had to make like an R and a V and a D. And it was, okay, I'm weird. I'm not watching. Anyways, moving on.